talk down. And yes, Hurricanes versus Hurricanes. We're gonna get in that all here in a little bit. Right now I'm gonna do a quick little mic check. So if everybody can bear with me, I greatly will appreciate it. And this is gonna be one of the awesomest seasons I'm gonna know of. Can you do a mic check if you turn off the Bluetooth? So, oh man, I'm super quiet. Nope, I'm good. Okay. Alright, sorry for that little inconvenience, guys, but here's what we're going to do, and here's what we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about the Carolina Hurricanes for their 2019 season, and if you can't tell already, I'm a huge fan, and this is the one time I really don't want to block out the background, because man, this flag is awesome. Story behind it though is I bought it because our Carolina Hurricanes went to the playoffs last year, which was amazing. And guys, it was totally awesome. So I mean, I use the NHL games for these NHL talks because let's face it, that's probably more interesting than what I'm talking about or how I'm presenting it. Your pick. Anywho, the Hurricane season last season was phenomenal. I couldn't ask for better games, and especially the win celebrations. And I found out that the celebrations for the Carolina Hurricanes is going to go into the 2020 NHL game. Me personally, I haven't picked up the game yet. I think it just came out this week, so yeah, we'll get into that story here later. Anywho, the 2020 game, it's out. Preseason started this week, started yesterday, and oh man, it already looks like it's going to be a fantastic. It's going to be a fantastic season. I can already tell it, even if the Carolina Hurricanes don't go back. However, guys, you're my team, you better go back. You know what I'm saying, kids? Alright, so let's see. There's already a couple finals for today's game, and we'll get into those here in a little bit. And right now, I just want to talk about the Carolina Hurricanes season last season and what I think the Carolina Hurricanes is going to do this coming up season. First off, let's start with the celebrations because I love those celebrations. Those are phenomenal celebrations, and I would love to give a high five to the guy who thought up those different celebrations. It was a new thing for the fans to even celebrate with the teammates of the Hurricanes, and dude, each one was super funny, super cool how they did this. I especially like the fish thing. That was funny. The Thor thing, holy crap, that was just you couldn't. The Carolina hockey team in general knows how to entertain fans, and that's pretty darn good for a hockey team. They're looking at the fans. They're giving back to the fans. There's a lot I can say about a lot of teams, but that I don't think I can say about a lot of teams. So, in my personal opinion, that is also good. If you live in Raleigh, North Carolina, or go to a Carolina Hurricanes game, they actually have this one thing at the beginning of the season, right before preseason, and it's where the fans can come in and watch them sign autographs and all that other mess. Best idea, first come first served basis though, but best idea given back for the fans who likes to go watch these games, like to go. There's only one concern that I really wish they change, is they have these events on Sundays. Carolina Hurricanes, that would be the only thing I would change for you guys. All your special events, put them on Saturday. Especially the 5K runs. I would love to go back and do those 5K runs. But like I said, those special events are on Sundays. Now, I did one year with one of my best friends that she don't talk to me no more. But anywho, we had a great time, and we just had a phenomenal run. I think I should have just held myself back a little bit and ran with her, but I got a little excited and I kind of sped up a little more. But we both have fun. It's a fun event. The Hurricanes do a lot of events that give back to the fans and give back into other stuff, the events that they have it for. Charity events and all that. Nice work, guys. Now, with this upcoming season, where do I predict the Hurricanes gonna be? Can't really predict these on last year's numbers, in the sense, to me, numbers, stats, and all that should be out the window. But hey, it's great for the cards and all, like a rookie card or something. But me personally, I don't like stats. All news reporters seems like they're always talking about the player's stats, which is good, that's their history. But when they're trying to say one's better than the other, you can't really say that, because come on guys, this is a team sport. And on top of that, someone can always have a bad day at that given point or time. You can't really say who's great and who's not, just solely based on stats. And yes, stats is a good way to record history, don't get me wrong. But I hate it when these news reporters try to talk about the game, try to talk about this upcoming big game. And what makes me even madder, yes, madder. Don't correct me, it's madder. What gets me that way is when they talk about these two teams going at it, say like, tomorrow, the biggest, baddest team rivalry, Boston versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Will the Storm come into the Category 5, or will the Boston rip us alive? Stay tuned. When they talk about these two teams, they only talk about two players, one from each team. They're so-called star players. If you listen to me at the beginning of this video, this is a team sport. Team. What I would love for these guys to do is talk about the whole team, the team dynamics. Not just one single person, one single player, that high macho guy. Half the time, sometimes it's not even the captains. So guys, that's what I'm thinking, and the reporters should do different. However, the Carolina Hurricanes, that I think is going to have another fantastic season if they can keep this up. Now, if anybody else has noticed, in the last Super Bowl, there was a 4-game curse going around. If you don't believe me, go back and look at some of these games. Every team who has won a 4 straight in game and a 4 straight out, a 4-game win streak, those were the teams who was ending up losing in the playoff stats. And I think it was going on the Carolina Hurricanes side all the way down to the Pacific side. It was ridiculous. First 4-game curse was going around for everybody, and the Hurricanes was doing pretty darn good. All right, and well, can't remember the last team that the Hurricanes played. I can't believe my mind just went blank. Okay, yeah, there we go. Or maybe not. Let me double check this first. Islanders. I think that's what it was. The Islanders. Guys, I am sorry. So sorry for this. But yeah, the Islanders. We beat the Islanders in a 4-game win streak, okay? 4-game. Beat them. Knocked them out. Nice and easy, right? We go into the Boston game, and we turn around and got stomped ourselves. Like I said, 4-game curse bleed, alright? And here's the sad part, not really sad for me, because I really wanted somebody to beat Boston, especially how bad they beat us. Boston beat us in a 4-game win streak, and then it turns out the St. Louis Blues wins that whole enchilada and wins the cup. Great for them. Yay. Woo. But you know what, my Carolina Hurricanes, we're gonna come back and we're gonna take that trophy next year. I think the guys are ready for it. I think we have a good team for it, because the team Comanix, man, looks, I might be pronouncing that, butchering that word up a little bit, but the team function, man, it's like an old clock, man. I think they got it. And with on the top of the new things for this season, I think the morale was good, just because we got that 3rd jersey. I wish I had enough money to get that 3rd jersey, along with the new jersey that they just announced this year for this year hockey season. The Canes has stole a playbook from the Rangers. Alright, so the away jersey does not look like a red wing jersey now, like this white one that's playing on this screen right here, okay? We finally did away with that jersey. Hallelujah. The jersey before this jersey, okay, finally got the squares back at the bottom, okay? Should have never took the squares off, in my personal beliefs. But the squares are back, and they added 2 new squares in the name of the Canes going down from top to bottom, top on the right and bottom to the left, which I think it's a good change to the Carolina Hurricanes. Getting a new Carolina Hurricanes field jersey, okay, that's fine, as long as we don't look like the Rangers jersey and we don't look like the Red Wings again. I don't know what the Hurricanes were doing when they did those jerseys, plain red jerseys, and the plain white jerseys with no squares or nothing except for in the collar. Who's gonna see that? Thankfully, they brought the squares back. And, you know, the squares are not on the new 3rd jersey, but, you know, that one doesn't look like anybody else's jersey. And I kind of like all the North Carolina logos they put on it. Sorry, South Carolina. This team is ours. So, that's what I like about it. Okay, so going into this white jersey, I was kind of worried how this jersey was going to look when I heard that they was going to change it. And from what I saw, no arguments, no complaints. I'm glad the squares are back. And I'm actually impressed that they brought back the logo on the shoulder with the new logo of the third jersey that's going to be on the shoulder. Now, I would love to see that back on my red jersey, but right now I don't want to pay for another red jersey. I might pay because I want to get the black jersey and the white jersey. Don't got a white jersey because of that jersey awfulness right there. But hey, I want to get this one. Canes, keep it up. And let's keep this jersey for another 10, 20 years. Okay. But with that new jersey coming out for the Carolina Hurricanes, especially for away trips, I do think that's going to give more morale in a good vibe of the Hurricanes, because the owners know that they are trying their best. They're doing their best. And the team we had last year, I hope the team they'll have this year, give or take a few new players. The captain, he did very well. I think we do got a really good team going into this future hockey season. Now, I have heard, I'm not confirming, but I have heard there's also going to be a few new rule changes on how the game is played, and I've listened to the Coyote. It's the Washington Capitals. I was listening to. Give me one more second. Going back to the scoreboards, because we're going to go talking to the Blackhawks and the Capitals. Now, I did hear something in that they changed the rules where the Capitals or the Blackhawks, if you're on this side of the ring and you're doing a face-off, the Carolina Hurricanes red jerseys can choose which side of they can choose which side of the face-off of the goalie that they want to fight. Don't hold me to that. I'm still doing some research. That's the only rule change that I've heard so far. But I think there's some special occasions in that as well. So it's kind of weird that there's one rule change every season. I hate to say it, but not even football has this many rule changes. And speaking of football, the reason I have gone to NHL, the sole reason, especially for the games, unless they brought it back, probably put a comment at the bottom if they did. But as far as I know, they took out the creative team. You can still do creative team here, and hopefully I am going to do another creative team special on the 2020. The only reason I want to get that NHL game is to have the new jersey for the Carolina Hurricanes. And yes, haven't noticed, I am a big fan of the Carolina Hurricanes. But guys, here's what we're doing. We're looking into the season and the season that's coming up. I personally think that the Hurricanes is going to do awesome. And, you know, I might have repeated myself over and over again today. But I am looking bright for the Hurricanes, and I'm not going to stop. And the draft picks, I'm kind of happy with the draft picks that we got. Kind of not. I don't know. I still got to do some research on those guys. And on top of that, really, the Hurricanes itself, it's a real good organization. I love them. I just wish I had more money to go to the Canes games a lot more. Nobody would fund me for that, would they? On GoFundMe? Okay. But, anywho, Carolina Hurricanes developing into this kind of stuff was pretty good. I forgot to fail to mention, there was a time where the Kings brought out the green jersey. That was kind of weird for the Hartford Whalers. I wasn't a big fan of hockey back then, but if you go back to a good hockey movie, my opinion, The Mighty Ducks. Here's why I say that. If you pause the first Mighty Ducks movie when the team goes to watch a pro team play, it wasn't the Dallas Stars at the time, but it was Stars something. The Hartford Whalers, they actually had gameplay footage of the Hartford Whalers in the background. So the Hurricanes, believe it or not, was in the Mighty Ducks movie. Don't believe me? I challenge anybody to go watch that movie again and pause it to see the jerseys, and I guarantee you it's a Hartford Whalers jersey. In my opinion, that's the Carolina Hurricanes. So we actually got some movie background. Wow. So the new goalie we got, Mrazek. Yeah, Mrazek. He's doing very well for a goalie. I thought I was always going to be a Cam Ward guy. Just Cam Ward all the way around. But Peter Mrazek has changed my mind on that. He's actually doing pretty darn good. And he actually got mad when they threw him out of the game one day. And I think that's kind of what messed us up just a little bit. However, from what I'm hearing, our team's fully healthy. I just hope nobody pulls a crazy stunt during preseason. Because like I said, preseason has started this week. And guys, I live in the South. I live in North Carolina. Nobody has a televised game for me to watch down here. Not on regular cable anyway. Man, I can't. One thing I hate about living in the South and liking a ice sport. No channels. It's not like the football or the NFL. I mean, come on. Fox 8. I'm calling Fox 8 out right now. Why can't y'all play my Hurricanes games on Fox 8? You know, guys, the NHL has been rising in popularity a little bit every year. Frankly, I think there's a few reasons that I believe that's the reason they're getting popular, and I'll name one of them right here: the politics in football. So much for a great American pastime game until politics started getting involved, and it screwed everybody up. So to avoid the fights, to avoid the opinions, I went to hockey where everybody respects everybody. Oh, by the way, they still stand for other flags too. USA, USA. And we'll get it. If I wanted to be really, really mean, any player who's playing on a United States sports game, you're getting paid more than our military men and women in service. So how about you do me a darn favor and stand up for the men who gave you the right, fought for the right for you to play a sport that you don't gotta worry about no darn thing. And anybody who's playing on a U.S. Olympic team should be made to stand up or be kicked off. As far as I'll go with it, I hope this video doesn't get that many views, just on fact. But I hope there's a lot of people who will agree with me on that statement. However, getting back to the Carolina Hurricanes, last time I checked, they're all standing for the flag, and they're even standing for the Canadian flag, which, hey guys, the only sport that we share a sport with another country, Canadian, our neighbors. You know, I got more respect for those guys now than I have in a long time from the last season. I can't remember if it was a Hurricanes game, but it was bugging. This lady was trying to attempt to sing the national anthem, and the bug broke. The mic broke. Okay, the mic just broke, and all the Canadians in the stand. Now this is in Canadian, by the way. Okay, it was a Canadians home game, and all of them just started singing our national anthem to help her sing and bring it out through the stadium. I about shed a tear on that one because these people had more respect for our national anthem than most of our Americans of today. You can argue with me all I want, but I think that's another reason why I'm starting to like hockey more and more. And the Canes being my home front team, yes, let's do this. I still think we're gonna get that. We're gonna. Carolina Panthers. Oh, I'm sorry. We're calling to see if you want a cup yet. And oh, by the way, we got it in 06. Last sport down here to the Carolinas, and you got squat. Be a team player, Cam Newton. You might win something. Anywho, so the Hurricanes, they deserve it, and I think I'm gonna cut this video right here after we do some tallies for tonight. So we got about a couple games that's still in play, and the games that are still in play are as follows. The Florida Panthers versus the Florida Panthers versus the Predators, Tennessee Predators. Predators is up by 1, and I think they just won that game. Alright, St. Louis Blues and the Stars. They're in the third period with 10 minutes left to go. St. Louis up by 2. Alright. St. Louis Blues up by 2. Alright. Canucks and the Category Flames. They're in the second period, and the Category Flames. Am I even saying that right? Well, let's just say the Flames are up by 2 with 2-0. The Jets and the Oilers are still playing tonight. And the Jets, the Oilers, they should have stole some of their fuel. The Oilers is up by 2 in that game. Second period just in. Alright, so they're going to be starting third period here in a little bit. Alright. Okay. That's a little weird. Okay, anywho. The Panthers and the Predators. Predators won 6-3. Told you they was gonna win. Blackhawks and the Caps is the game that I listened to today on the radio, thanks to the NHL app. If you don't got it, you might want to download that, especially if you're in the South. They got some radios. That's the only way you're gonna keep up with hockey down here. All right, and the New York Devils and the Canadiens. The Canadiens beat the Devils 4-2, and the Islanders versus the Flyers. The Islanders win that game 3-1. The Pittsburgh Penguins. That is the only team that I hate because they got a guy on there that's like the Patriots. Sidney Crosby. Good player. He scares me every time we play him. I really don't like that guy. Now, if he came down here to the Carolina Hurricanes and played a couple years, yeah, Go Sydney. Which I highly doubt that will ever happen. Carolina Hurricanes probably don't got enough money for Sidney Crosby. But if they do, I want to be on the center ice for that game. The first game he plays for the Hurricanes. I don't care if it's his retirement year. Alright? But that guy totally scares me. But the Penguins and the Buffalo Sabres, Buffalo actually beats them 5-4. So, and as far as I can read from this thing, they went into overtime for that game. So that game would have probably been a good game to watch if they had a broadcast. For some odd reason, I don't know why, but for some odd reason, they literally do not have preseason broadcasting for the NHL. I mean, come on, guys, the NFL does it. Why can't we get something for the NHL? Anywho, that's all the games for the night, and I hope y'all have a good night in all this. And how about y'all give me a like for the Carolina Hurricanes? If you're a big fan of the Carolina Hurricanes, please give me a like. If you want to give me a subscription, I'm not that big of a big YouTuber. I do this for the fun of it. I'm probably gonna get yelled at. Probably say I didn't do a good job. Anywho, if you want to, you can always give me that feedback. And usually I do Bible verses at the beginning of the video. However, I switched up that today, and I'm gonna do this one Bible verse at the end of the broadcast, and I'm in Psalms 18 verse 1. And the guy who wrote Psalms, David, right? I wonder if a lot of people can say this out loud on YouTube and actually be proud of it. And Psalms 18 verse 1, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. And that right there, it just reminds me, God is my strength. Even though I'm going through a bad time, I'm going through my worst times in life. God is my strength. He'll help you get through it. And that encourages me, and reminds me that, God is sitting here with his arms wide open. And you can always call on him. He is the Christian's faith, rock and high tower. If you're going through something bad, I recommend reading the Bible and backing up with that. Okay? And I'm going to try to read the Bible more myself. Especially right now. I'm going through some bad stuff. I'm at a low right now myself. I don't show it. Hey, this guy's pretty good. He's got his red hair, got his jersey on. We're gonna party, yeah. No, I'm actually going through a bad time myself. But anywho, just reading that verse, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. Jesus is our strength. He helps us to get up and go for another day. Peace out, guys. This is Firebug saying see you later. I hope this broadcast was good for you in any information wise, or any hopes that the Hurricanes can actually pull off another Stanley Cup. Will it be this season? Will it be the year 2020 when the Canes go like, we got another one? Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, go Carolina, go Carolina, go. Go Carolina, go Carolina, go. Go Carolina, go Carolina, go. Put that puck in the goal, let's go.